Oh yeah, back at California Adventure, where today is the last day to ride this, the Red Car Trolley. It's officially closing after today, at the time of making this video. It's a bittersweet moment for sure, but it's the price we have to pay for new things. There she goes, off in the distance, never to return again. Well, actually, it'll come back. It's going to be doing this all night. And before I forget, hello everyone, my name is Dylan, and thank you so much for tuning back in to another theme park obsession video. Yeah, I'm hanging out at California Adventure today, and I don't know if I'm going to go over to Disneyland side, maybe. The main focus is DCA, not only because of the Red Car Trolley, but it's also the park's anniversary. It is DCA's birthday. It turns 24 years young today. So yeah, why not have some fun over here? If I have some time, I'll try to go on an attraction, but because of the park crowds, I don't know if I'm gonna have some time for that, but we'll see. We're gonna do a lap and have some fun regardless. So how about you and I dive right in? And upon entering the park, look at the line for the Red Car Trolley. It is popular. People want to get their last rides in before it goes away forever. And because of the crowd and the popularity today, the trolley is running on limited stops. So it's only stopping at Sunset Boulevard today. So you can ride it from Buena Vista Street to Sunset or vice versa. And it's going to be like that all evening, I would assume. They're going to try to get through as many people as possible. I'm not going to ride it today just because of the line being really, really long. Instead, I'm just going to, walk the route. And yeah, we'll head over to the Sunset Boulevard stop to see how long the line is over there too. The Red Car survived 12 years here at California Adventure. It was part of California Adventure's huge renovation. And yeah, I'm gonna miss it. I am definitely gonna miss this attraction. Such a cool thing for Buena Vista Street. It adds, that movement that we love on Main Street. I still think they could have kept the Red Car Trolley. They could have moved the maintenance barn elsewhere, backstage, to make it work, but I guess it is what it is. Oh, and look at this right here on Buena Vista Street. They're starting to take the scaffolding down around Elias & Co., so that's cool. Oh, here comes the red car. Watch out, everybody. The red car doesn't stop for anybody.
Red Car Trolley coming through, folks. Please make sure to pull it out close right away. Disneyland's upcoming birthday.
Wow, you can see this park is not busy at all. There's barely anybody here. Kind of curious about these wait times. Let's see, we got 110 minutes for Radiator Springs Racers. My goodness, 80 minutes for Guardians of the Galaxy. Soaring Around the World's not bad at 35 minutes. Then we got 40 minutes for Monsters Incorporated, 65 for Incredicoaster. Yeah, the park is pretty crowded today. And over here at Carthay Circle, it does kind of make you wonder if they're going to keep some of these thematic elements from the Red Car Trolley design. The wires, the signage, and all that kind of fun stuff. And also, I just thought, if they remove these wires, it could open up the possibility for larger parade floats, because here at California Adventure, they're kind of limited on how high they can go because of this. And then I wonder if they have plans to change the design of the light poles, because you can see that gray piece that sits above the lights to hold that wiring up. So I wonder if when the Red Car Trolley goes, they'll remove that piece and maybe add a different decorative piece on top. Now this is the Hollywood Boulevard stop right next to the animation building. And like I was saying earlier, yeah, it's not stopping here. It's just breezing right on by to Sunset Boulevard, which is around the corner, which we're gonna check out the line here in a minute. Yeah, I wonder how long the line's gonna be. I'm gonna place my bets. I'm gonna say it's going to Guardians of the Galaxy. That's how long I think it's gonna be. And speaking of infrastructure, it kind of makes you wonder what they're gonna do with all of this. It looks gorgeous. I do love the brickwork that they have kind of running down Sunset, Hollywood Boulevard, and then obviously Buena Vista Street. But there's clearly a grand vision going on, and like I was saying in one of my videos a few weeks ago, I'm thinking that this might be for Coco or Avatar, so maybe all of Hollywoodland is about to receive a major renovation and receive the wrecking ball, and the red trolley is just the start of that. Okay, that's interesting. It is stopping at Hollywood Boulevard. Well, maybe it might be a little too intense and some people need to get off. I mean, I've done it a million times. I couldn't handle it. The Red Car Trolley is pretty intense. It's probably one of the most intense rides in the park. But there she goes to Sunset. Okay, so the line isn't stretching over to Avengers Campus, but I think it would be because the line's actually wrapping around this way. My goodness, right next to the Hyperion Theater. You know what? Good for you, Red Car Trolley. I was hoping for like a 10-hour wait. I think the Red Car Trolley deserves a 10-hour wait. I think it deserves a 10-hour wait, lightning lane, and virtual queue all at the same time. Now that I've walked the route, there's actually just one trolley running on the circuit today, so that's probably why the lines are a little bit longer. I would think that they would run two, but maybe the other ones are already being disassembled, or maybe they'll donate them somewhere. I mean, it'd be kind of cool because these are replicas, I believe, of the OG ones that used to run in Los Angeles a long time ago in the 30s. So hopefully they do something with them. I think they'll leave this one out for a photo op for maybe a couple days or a few weeks or something before they have to like really get rid of it. Because they are starting work on the new Avengers Campus attractions. Remember, there's 2 new attractions being built and all of the facilities that go with those new attractions. So if they use the other car as a photo op, or this car that's on the circuit right now, it might not be for that long. And speaking of those 2 new attractions, let's head over to Avengers Campus right now to see if we can see anything over the fence. And for those that don't know, the maintenance barn sits right beyond this building. So those 2 double doors right there, they open up and the trolley kind of goes right back there, and then the maintenance barn is just like directly behind it. So I thought that the building was not going to be in the way of the new attractions because the new attractions are kind of like off center here in the shot. And yeah, the maintenance barn would be fine, but I guess not. Yeah, I'm not seeing anything over the fence today, but you know what? Maybe Black Panther can see a few things. You know, I'm gonna go ahead and toss Black Panther my phone, and maybe they'll get a couple shots for me. I've made my way into Cars Land, and Luigi's is still down. So I wonder what's going on. I checked the app, and it doesn't say it's under refurb. It just says temporarily down. So what's going on over here? I did have a viewer say that it could be because they're just really tired of dancing, and they've been dancing for quite some time. So hey, I get it. I get tired after dancing, you know, and my dancing is so bad because I'm really uncoordinated that I have to work extra hard to make it look at least halfway decent. So I get it. You know, if you got to take a break, you got to take a break. And from this angle, we can't see any of the construction going on, but we do know that there is some dirt happening for the cotton candy stand and the 2 new Avengers attractions. So that's really exciting stuff. And one of these days, I'm gonna have to jump on the Pixar Pal around to get a nice bird's eye shot. But for right now, it's not gonna happen. It's just because the line's too long. The line's like 45 minutes long. I'll try to do it on the next trip. I'll try. It's just really hard to get here at Rope Drop sometimes. Now, in my previous video, I pointed out the all-new ordering counter at the Cozy Cone, and we also were talking about this because they were building this little archway here, and I was wondering why it was painted red. Well, now we know why it was painted red, because it's Red's community garden. That makes sense. So this seating area is officially done. And you know what? A welcome addition to Cars Land. Cars Land needed a lot of seating because, hey, the park's getting more popular, more people are attending, more people are eating food. So yeah, you need places to sit, and I'm glad they utilized this space for some seating. It really wasn't utilized for anything else other than some, you know, gardens. So they've kept some of the gardens and improved efficiency, which is a win. Now, I've had a few viewers ask me about the little Easter eggs that are inside the motel's office. And you can still see those Easter eggs through the windows because these 2 windows are open. You can walk right up to them. And then there's 2 more windows on the other side. The only ones that they blocked off are the ones that are facing the counter. So you can still kind of peek in here. And then when the characters are not doing their meet and greets, you can walk up to, you know, obviously this one right here and get a nice little peek inside to see if you can find those Easter eggs. Overall, some good improvements over here at the Cozy Cone Motel. I'm glad they're taking these areas of the park and trying to figure out ways to make them more efficient because of the crowds that are coming to both California Adventure and Disneyland. Made it over to the pier. Just kind of taking a look at some of the opening day attractions that are still here today. We have the Incredicoaster, which used to be called California Screamin', Pixar Pal Around, which used to be called Sun Wheel. And then we used to have Maliboomer off in the distance, but Maliboomer was dismantled. And in its place is the Emotional Whirlwind, which is not, well, no, it's actually not an opening day attraction because it was Flick's Flyers, but remember, Bugs Land was not here at grand opening. Bugs Land opened up, I believe, the following year. But yeah, continuing on with the swings off in the distance, that was here at opening. It was called the Orange Stinger. And then Jumping Jellyfish, that was here on opening day. Golden Zephyr was also here. And then off in the distance there, Goofy Sky School was Mulholland Madness. And I remember 24 years ago coming here on a cast member preview day because my best friend Caleb, shout out to Caleb and the family that are watching, but I went to a cast member preview 24 years ago with them because my best friend's brother at the time was working at the Fry Cart. I think he was working at Fry Cart and not Stage Door. But do you remember the Fry Cart that was right outside of Big Thunder Mountain's exit? Well, he used to work that location. He was a lead over there. And he had a cast member preview for California Adventure before it opened up to the public. So we were able to come in here before the general public was able to to enjoy it and have a lot of fun. And yeah, the park looks a lot different. And I love California Adventure. I actually really enjoy the park. I think California Adventure has grown so much over the years and has added so many new attractions. But that first visit, we spent most of our time over here on the pier. And I remember my buddy Caleb and we rode Incredicoaster like, I don't know, 400 times. It was crazy. Because back then, there really wasn't anything else in the park. It was just the pier, Grizzly River Run. They didn't have Tower of Terror at the time. They just had that bountiful farm area. They didn't have Bugs Land. They had Superstar Limo and Hollywood Land and Soarin' Over California. And that was it. Those were all the rides. There weren't that many rides at the park when it opened up. So we spent most of our time here on the pier, and I vividly remember all of that stuff. It was really cool. So I'm glad I have that memory. I'm very fortunate to have that memory with all of them, and it's really cool. And yeah, fast forward 24 years later, and I still get some of those vibes when I'm walking through areas of the pier and then other areas of the park. But it is crazy to see how much it's changed over the years, really. And in such a short period of time, 24 years is not that long in the grand scheme of things. And there's been so many changes to the park. So here's to the next 24 years, California Adventure, and beyond. I'm sure a lot's going to continue to happen at California Adventure. I mean, we have new attractions on the way. We have 2 new Avengers attractions. We have a Coco ride coming, and eventually some Avatar attractions. So yeah, the park is going to forever be changing. Because every time there's some new leadership, they got a different vision for the place. So it's going to be fun to watch it evolve over the next, 25, 30 years. It's going to be very interesting. Oh, and you can see off in the distance there, they're getting ready for this evening's performance of World of Color. Not an opening day attraction, but an opening day piece of architecture. This used to be the entrance of the Golden Dreams show. Do y'all remember that show with Whoopi Goldberg? Yeah, I remember that. It was right over here. And then eventually they converted it to the Little Mermaid, which, a lot better fit for the park. It was a very good addition. The Little Mermaid's a little short, but it's okay. Another ride definitely was needed for the park. Made it over here to Grizzly River Run, which still under refurb. Will reopen sometime in March, just in time for the spring break crowd. But this was an opening day attraction, and this was a part of that large Golden State land, and then eventually they split that up into the smaller areas. So Grizzly Peak Airfield, and then San Francisco. Used to be Golden State, which had the Grizzly Peak area, Condor Flats, and the Pacific Wharf. And if anything, this land has gotten better over the years, over the 24 years, because of all the tree growth. It really does feel like you're in a national park. It's super immersive over here, and it's very peaceful. One of my favorite areas of the park still to this day. And I still think one of the best lands that had opened up with the park. But it is kind of crazy to think that this park and Disney Sea opened up the same exact year. One being funded by the Walt Disney Company and the other being funded by the Oriental Land Company. And it does kind of make you wonder, what if the Walt Disney Company actually spent the same amount of money that the Oriental Land Company spent on Disney Sea on California Adventure? It would have been a totally different park. I mean, if anything, they probably would have approved the original plan, which was Westcott, a West Coast version of Epcot. And they had the plans and everything was drawn out and ready to go, but Michael Eisner and a few other executives shot the idea down because it was just too expensive, and that's why we got California Adventure instead. A big difference between what was originally supposed to be here and Tokyo Disney Sea. Like, for those that have been to Disney Sea, I mean, it is spectacular. I mean, it is insane. With that said, though, I am glad that California Adventure has done a lot over the 24 years to bring itself up a few notches. Again, I really enjoy the park, and I think it's a really beautiful park, especially in some areas, including the Grizzly Peak area. They've improved the pier quite a bit. Cars Land is so good. Like, Cars Land, to this day, I still think is one of Disney's best, best lands. It's really well done. So there are some good things about California Adventure, but again, it's just funny to think about just the big differences back then. Yeah, like Disney Sea and California Adventure opening up the same year, and just the night and day difference between the both parks. It's pretty crazy. Speaking of Condor Flats, let's check up on Condor gas. Let's see how much gas is today. Yep, still 26 cents a gallon. Okay, not too bad this week. We'll check up next week see if the price goes up or down. And do y'all remember when this was Condor Flats, they had that giant sign up here? The rock work, I don't know if, I think this rock work is new, but this is original. They kept this, and the sign was like right here. And it was like this massive Condor Flat sign. Dang, yeah, and like going through the memories here. And then this was Sunshine Plaza, but I mean, look at this. This is beautiful. They did a really good job here. Made it full circle back to Hollywoodland, where, yeah, the exposed steel is still here from DCA 1.0. This is original architecture right here. Yeah, it's, again, crazy to think this was the same year as Disney Sea. Just totally different budgets. But this area of the park is under a big question mark because this is probably not going to last that much longer. This might all be demolished. And we're probably not going to learn that much information about this area of the park until Destination D23. I think that's when they're going to talk about the Coco ride or the Avatar expansion. I don't think we're going to hear anything in between then, but there's a few months, so you never know. You know, the more I'm thinking about it, they might make an announcement sometime around the summer because May 22nd is when Epic Universe opens, and as a distraction, Disney might talk about some of their new projects. And maybe they'll talk about Coco and Avatar, you never know. So we shall see. But you know what? Before they take all this down, if they're gonna take it down, Disney, give us like one more Electronica or Mad Tea Party. Just one more time. One more time before you take all this down. That would be kind of cool. Oh wow, look at this awesome sunset happening right now. Sunset action. Oh yeah, that is gorgeous. There's like a massive crowd of people heading my way too. Oh, we got another trolley shot with that sunset. Yes. Epic. I'm gonna miss it. I'm really gonna miss it. There's one last look. There she goes. Carthay Circle, Hollywood Boulevard, and Sunset Boulevard. I've successfully made it back to the parking structure. And with that, I think that's going to do it for today's video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, you can let me know by smashing the thumbs up button. And if you're new to the channel and you love these videos from the Disneyland Resort or some of your other favorite theme parks, you should consider subscribing because I have brand new videos every single week that you won't want to miss out on. Also, be sure to follow me on X, Blue Sky, and Instagram. Those links will be down below in the description. But until the next video, I hope you have a beautiful day, morning, evening, whatever it is. I'll see you next time in the parks. Bye.